To be honest, it scared the living daylights out of me.
They're like, I wonder if the driver can hear us. And I was like, yeah, I can hear you.
It is just like being on literally the Millennium Falcon at warp speed.
They get really excited when the train's coming in.
Da, 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 da.
Hi, my name is Renee and I'm a TfL tube driver.
Hi, my name is Chris and I'm a train driver for LNER.
We're going to be talking about the differences and similarities between being a train driver for LNER and a tube driver for TfL.
We've got plenty of questions to go through here.
When did you start your career on the railway?
My career started back in 1989 at York Railway Station. Did a little bit of a stint on a RTS scheme, which was first, which was called the Railway Training Scheme at the time, which kind of introduced new starters into the railway in just like a work experience. Because I was an open book at that time, so I didn't know really what I wanted to do.
A bit like me, when I started, I didn't know that I wanted to necessarily work on the railway. I was studying, doing my master's degree at the time, and I was looking for part-time jobs, so I thought, let me apply to work on the underground part-time, and I didn't know I'd be in it for this long, but here I am. I think it's like a natural progression from working as a customer service assistant to looking at, okay, what's next? And I like adventure, I like trying something new, something a bit out of the box, so I thought, let me apply to be a tube driver and see what it's all about.
I was in the ticket office at York train station for like say 13 years, and then I've always, in the back of my head, always wanted to be a train driver. I never think I was going to be good enough, and I just applied, and didn't think I was going to do it, and that made me do it even more. You see other train drivers coming in. At the time they did have Ray-Ban sunglasses and things like that, and it was just like a bit of a thing to look up to, like a pilot, and it was just like, but the train driver vacancy came up, and then that was just me. I thought, I've got to go for it and see where I can get, and luckily 2001, that's when it all took shape.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cool job, isn't it?
It's absolutely fantastic job. I tell everybody to get into it. Once I've got into it, I was just so chuffed. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's like, because you don't really see what goes on, it makes it even cooler. Like, okay, I want to be part of that. I want to, like you said, the Ray-Bans, and what are they up to? You want to be part of it. And
that was it. And going to different places is just absolutely amazing. Where we're based, just where we travel to is just absolutely fab. And it's just like, I tell everybody to get into it. All my friends, even on social media and stuff like that, to tell everybody to go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Get into it as soon as they can, you know what I mean? Don't waste time. Just get a career on the railway and get into it that way, or externally, either way. What
was involved in your initial train driver training?
To be honest, it scared the living daylights out of me. When I first got the job, and then what was putting forward to me, what I had to learn and do, I had absolutely no idea. And the courses and the rule book that we had to learn was absolutely immense. I flicked over it a couple of times and thinking, how the heck is this going to stick into my head? This was absolutely unbelievable, way beyond my capability, because I wasn't all that brilliant at school. So first off, you're out doing cab experience, and then we're kind of straight into a month of doing the rules in classrooms, which was totally not good for me. But I'd cut myself off from everybody, and I got my head down and did it. We had a month of that, then we got assessed on it for 2 days, and that's in classroom with a one-to-one with a manager assessing us. I failed it the first time round, don't get us wrong, and then you had to go, another manager had to come in, which is higher above them, and then I managed to pass that section with it. And then it was onto the attraction, which was another month learning the HSTs at the time, high-speed trains at the time. The HST 125s are absolutely fantastic, iconic train. So I learned how to drive them, all technical stuff. And then we were like a little bit more out driving with a driver trainer. Then we were back in the classroom learning the Class 91 locomotive, which was another iconic one, which is still about at the moment, which is fab. And then after all these months in the classroom, you're always getting assessed afterwards. And then after that, we were just out and about learning our core route, which me based at Newcastle was Newcastle to London. So we're doing that along with our driver training.
Ours was, I think, 16 weeks of training. You start in the classroom for 2 weeks, learning signals and general rules, and then you go to the actual line that you're going to be on. And then you learn stock training, you learn line route knowledge. Stock training for me was the hardest. That's the bit that you found the easiest, the hands-on bit. Stock training for me was like, I'm training to be a mechanic or something. And then we had like the on the road training with like how you would have a driving instructor next to you. It was like the same kind of thing on the train. Just getting used to driving the train, the different routes that you have to take and things like that. And then we had a road test, and then if you pass it, you're on your own.
Yeah. Well, that's the scariest time. I mean, you said 16 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me 13 months to fully pass out. And we got, at the end of all our route knowledge and training, we got a week of assessments with the managers. You're going over the route that you learned a couple of times. Then you're up at the depot, make sure you do safe manoeuvres around the depot. And then you're doing 2 days, 3 days in the classroom with all your rules again and everything put together. In a variety of questions getting asked to you about different subjects at different times to make sure you're switching from one to another. It was hard.
It's a lot of stuff you have to know.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Absolutely unbelievable amount of stuff that you just didn't think I'd ever need to know. But the amount of information my brain took in that 12, 13 months was absolutely unprecedented to me. But you managed to do it, and that's it.
Yeah, I can only imagine the whole year.
I mean, your rules and regulations, I think, is a little bit different to ours, but it's our rule book is it's a Bible, it's a Bible, and you've got to know it inside and out.
Are you like us? Do you carry yours around in your rucksack?
I used to do, yeah. We used to have manuals like that for the rule book, and we got traction ones for the HSTs, 91s, all stuff like that I used to carry, look around. But now we've got the iPad. It's just
everything's in one place.
It's that easy access.
Yeah.
So happy days. So you must carry that around yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the rucksack we've got the hand lamp, we've got our rule book, we've got like a little defect book as well if we need it.
So what does a typical day look like for you?
Okay, so it kind of depends on whether I'm on an early or late shift, but typically if I'm on an early shift, start by booking on, then walking down to the depot to bring the train out. If I'm on a late shift, then I'll probably be putting the train away at the end of the night. But yeah, you do a brake test on the train, make sure it's fit for service to come out. You might do like Morden to High Barnet to Battersea, then back up to Edgware, then Edgware to Kennington, then you might go back up to Edgware for a lunch break, and then back down to Morden. That's
quite a lot of area to learn, that, isn't it?
I wouldn't say compared to what you've got going on, but on the Northern Line it splits off into different directions. So yeah, it's a lot of up and down.
But so my particular day is like obviously the commute to work. So we'll get to our depot, just book on by phone. We've got all our publications that we need with us and carrying, looking at all amendments that are there for that day, all the speed restrictions. We have a special board for that at Newcastle. And then we go along to your train. 9 times out of 10, the train comes from, say, Edinburgh, but you can pick them up from the depot. We sometimes have to get taxis out to the depot, heat and train care, and pick up the train from there. And then bring it into Newcastle, and then we'll go down to from Newcastle down to King's Cross, which is like a 3-hour journey. We'll have a break in King's Cross, and then back up to Newcastle, another 3 hours of driving, and then we'll hand over the train to another driver.
So with the speed restrictions, you have to memorise them all then?
Well, we've got speed restrictions which are on the board, which have been put there the day before, but you can get emergency ones which are put out there on the day, which you've obviously got to prepare for. You just got to keep alert on the line. Do you get things like that happen on the underground as well, or?
No. So if they change the speed restrictions, the train will tell us automatically.
Oh, okay.
So you just follow what the train is telling you to do, basically.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Yeah, so obviously on the Northern Line, it's automatic train operation. So the train is telling us what to do. We don't have the signals telling us, okay, slow down, or it's the next signal is going to be red or whatever. So yeah, we're just basically following the train. It tells us exactly where it needs to be, what speed I need to do.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The technology's there to do that, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it like having views out to sea or up on the Highlands?
Well, we've got certain links in Newcastle. The link I'm in is called the Lodge Link, and we go down from Newcastle to London, then Newcastle to Inverness. And my favourite is part of the whole route is what I'm on now, which I've been just doing it for over a year, which is called the Highland Mainline. Okay. And it's absolutely phenomenal, the views that we get. I come on a night sometimes to the wife, and I'm saying this, that, and the other, and it's just like, she just doesn't understand what I've seen. It's just absolutely, we're travelling from Edinburgh, it's all absolutely beautiful doing that section. You go through Glen Eagles and places like that, and it's just, for once it goes from Perth and actually gets onto the Highland Main Line, It is absolutely spectacular. It's going across the Cairngorm Mountains, you're driving up hills, it's like a roller coaster, you're going through valleys, and it's just, I mean, some of the sunsets are just undescribable. Some of the silhouetting of the mountains, the Cairngorm Mountains that I've seen, when you're down low in the valleys and you're looking up there and you've got a nice blue sky, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And winter is just an absolute dream, because I've never seen so many Christmas trees on this line in my life. And we've got single line, we're travelling along at 80, 90 miles an hour in places on the single line, and you've got Christmas trees lined and they're touching the side of the train. Wow. And when you get into winter, when the snow's coming down and it's darkness, you've got your lights on the Azuma blaring out in front of you, and it's just like, and the snow's coming down, it is just like being on literally the Millennium Falcon at warp speed, at light speed. It's absolutely, it's crackers.
You're making me want to apply now.
Oh, I just can't describe it. It's just absolutely,
it sounds
beautiful, and we've got the best view in the house.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's just an extra fantastic place. Sometimes you're trundling up the hills 60 miles an hour, then you're going down through valleys, and it's just absolutely amazing.
That sounds
absolutely
amazing. Because you're in control of the train as well, you can kind of like get a quick look at it. You know, you're not completely zooming past. You can slow down a little bit and take it in.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that. You've got to take. Every day is different. You see something different every day as part of the train driving, no matter what it is. And people say you're going on the same old line, but the things that you see is just different every day. And I always pick up to certain things, which is new to me, and thinking this is an absolute joy to even look at. You know what I mean? And you sat here and you're doing this, and you're getting all the passengers there from A to B, driving through and you can just know they're all having a drink on the train, they're having a meal or something like that, going to see friends, family, and they're just looking out this window, seeing what they're seeing, but not as good as the view. Privilege that I have doing this.
You've got the best view.
It is absolutely phenomenal. The wife's sick of it, like I say, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is, and it's just I can't spread it any other way. You know what I mean? It's just I've got to tell people.
You have to be there to see it, to understand it.
But that's it. Yeah. It's an absolute. Oh, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing. Okay. But challenging at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The challenge. You've always got to also be 100% alert at all times.
Yeah.
And you just can't get yourself too distracted with certain deers jumping over the line and sheep everywhere. You know what I mean? But it's just. But it's just great. It's just an absolute privilege, like to drive on that line. I've actually waited 17 years to be on this line.
Wow.
So because there's like a waiting list to be put down to go on there, and I've waited 17 years to get onto it, and it's just
popular.
It's been worth the wait. Yeah, it's been worth the wait. Put it that way. Like,
yeah. No, it sounds amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. Like.
I want to see it.
Well, that's it. It's a joy, and I'll be seeing it hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So, what's it like driving the tunnels so much of the time?
Completely different from what you just described.
I can't imagine.
I will say that you appreciate the outdoors much more after being in the tunnel for an hour. Feeling the nice warm sun on your skin after being in the tunnel with the loud noise. But yeah, I'm used to it because I've only driven the Northern Line. It's all I've kind of known being in tunnels, but it's not that bad.
You're just saying that about the sound. That must be absolutely unbelievable for your ears. Like I can't imagine it. You know what I mean? Because my cab is really quiet, and you're saying.
Yeah,
all I can hear is rattling and screeching.
Yeah.
And
you notice the difference from when you're in the tunnel to when you get out. The tunnel's really noisy. Obviously, what customers are hearing for like 5, 10, 15 minutes of your journey, you're hearing for much longer periods. But we do have like ear defenders, but you can still hear the noise. And then when you get outside, it's a bit quieter.
That's one
Still
thing.
screeching under the brakes, but it's much quieter.
That's one thing we could not get away with ear defenders driving the trains on the main line. But that's just part and parcel. But that's just like you say, it's going from one extreme to the other, total pitch blackness to it's bright, it's sunny. Yeah. Fingers crossed in this country, when you come out the tunnel, it's going to be bright and sunny, isn't it?
Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel getting closer and closer and closer.
So do you do a lot of travelling outside of the tunnel, though? I mean, what's your percentage of the day? It's just
outside is maybe like 30%, maybe less. From Morden to East Finchley. East Finchley is the first stop when you get outside, and then on the other branch, once you get to Golders Green, you're outside. But it's only a few stops, but that's where you have the terminus, so you get to go up and down again. So it's a little bit of a time outside before you go back in the tunnel.
happy days, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know what that'd be like. It's just 100% different to what I'm used to.
Yeah, I don't have as much pretty views as you do.
I always have the thought about what's it going to be like on the tube, and the tube driver, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I mean, that's just, it just doesn't, it couldn't be for me, I'm sure. I'd
Definitely no sheep or deer jumping on the road.
Yeah, that's it, it's skipping over line. But that's just what it is, isn't it? It's just a totally different side of driving to what you did to me, and it's all to each other, you know what I mean? It's what we've chosen, isn't it? It's what we've chosen, our chosen path.
Okay. How do you think a tube train differs from an Azuma train?
For what I know of the difference, obviously I was outside, we both carry passengers, so that's the same type of thing. We're all getting passengers from A to B. With the Azuma train, it has absolutely no idea where it is. It's all up to the driver to put on the brakes, do all stuff like that. Everything we have to learn is done by our route knowledge to drive the Azuma. You can't just set it to go. You've got to be 100% in control of it. You've got to give the power, you've got to do all the braking for it. It doesn't have no idea what to do other than that. Come into a station, it'll say your air station, it'll close off X amount of doors for on the Highland main line, because some of the doors are on the platform, some of the carriages are on the platform. Yeah. It'll lock them out for you. It's got to be massively different.
That's so interesting that it doesn't know where it is.
No, it doesn't have a clue. Yeah. It knows between when you left the station what its next one is, but other than that.
How does it do like the updates when it's X number of minutes delayed and all of that? Do you know?
That's nothing to do with the train. We have an iPad. We've been given an iPad. The iPad's been with us probably about 10 years now. We got given that. We used to get pieces of paper to tell us where we're stopping at the train. So we used to pick them up every day with our diagrams. And you used to have that in front of you. And then we used to be driving the train. You know you're coming up to that because your route knowledge tells you where you are. Yeah. You know you're coming up to a city. You know you're coming up to a town. You know it's going to be stopped. But sometimes you don't stop there. And sometimes you do. Sometimes we have express trains. Sometimes we have stopper trains. But when the iPad got introduced to us, before we get our set up at King's Cross or something like that on Newcastle, we'll put the head code in and it'll set where we're going to. And then when we get within 2 miles of a station, we'll get a bit of a blare from the iPad telling us your next station stop. Oh. And then we get another mile to get another reminder. And then after that, within that mile, it's up to you to stop the train. Yeah. But it's nothing to do with it. It's nothing to do with the actual train itself. And with the delays, what you're saying there, at the end of each day, if we have delays, we're writing things down, what signal numbers we stopped at and anything like that, and we input it into the iPad at the end of the day. Oh, wow. So all the calculations for minutes lost can be put to Network Rail or whoever to get the compensation.
So your day doesn't even end when you get off the train. You've still got a little bit more.
I mean, it's only a 10-minute job. You know what I mean? It's not. But like you're saying, it's just writing all. It doesn't happen. There's not all that much that goes on that we have to write down as such, just signal numbers here. But we don't get held up unless it's really bad. Yeah. Unless it's really bad, you know what I mean?
I think also the cab space is a huge difference. We have a lot more space than we do. We're kind of.
Sounds definitely, yeah.
But then the tube's a lot. Being in the station is a lot smaller than being outside in the open railway. And then how we operate the train is quite different as well. Like I said, we have the ATO, so we're doing much less manual driving compared to you're doing it all the time.
But we're both in the same business of getting the passengers around, aren't we? So it's, but yeah,
safely.
But like I said, that would freak me out from that side of it. What you're saying, it's all automatic. That would kind of freak me out a little bit until obviously to get used to doing what you need to get.
Well, we're not going at the top speeds that you're going as well.
I mean, you're going at
50 is absolute max.
So, I mean, I think nothing of flying around at 125 miles an hour now, you know what I mean? And it's you're
more than double.
It back. It will never do 1 mile an hour over it because it's all limited. But you feel as if you're holding it back. It'll go over there quite easily, which it kind of should be doing. But it's just that's what it is. Yeah, 125 mile an hour. Exciting. It's exciting, especially at night time. Especially when you're going out of like London and stuff. When you're picking up speed, total darkness. It's a bit more. You've got to get used to it a little bit. When you get up to 125, a lot of things are going on. It's good. It's great. You know what I mean? It makes sure you know everything, especially when you're doing it in the fog as well. When it's fog. That's the key.
But you can't see anything. Why is it good?
You can't see absolutely nothing. You can't see that. You can't see that. You can't see nose at train, and you're going along 125 miles an hour. And all you've got to do is with your reactions to the signals and the AWS magnets attached to the signals. If you don't react to them, you can be in a lot of bother. That's why you've got to be 100% vigilant. Yeah. Even when it's foggy, you can't see anything. Well, what does it matter? You're following rails, but it's
You're really alert
it's
all the
scary.
time.
It's a scary, and you've got to be 100. Well, I say 110%.
I was going to say 100.
You know what I mean? Well, it's 100 really, isn't it? But it's but yeah, you got to be full on focused at all time. Which you've never experienced stuff like that. You're not going to get anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're having to concentrate, but not for such long periods of time. And obviously, we do have the stations are much closer together than on your train, so you're not in the dark for that much time. But yeah, we're just doing 1 hour and 6 minutes from one end to the other on the Northern Line. So yeah, it's not a long journey. You do get the turnaround time to stretch your legs and get a bit of fresh air. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Well, that's it. Well, so we're in the seat for, like I say, I'm doing from Edinburgh to Inverness. So we're in there 3 hours and 10 minutes in the seat. You know what I mean? It is a long time.
Long journey, yeah.
It is a long time. And we get like let's say the break at Perth, we get like a 5-minute break because we're driving over our set time. And you've got to get out, stretch your legs, get away from the cab for a little bit and just make sure you get some fresh air.
Okay. What are your responsibilities on the train?
Well, what it boils down to is absolutely basic. It's everything. It's everything. Safe running of the absolute train is solely down to me. There's a lot to learn, a lot to take in, and you've got to be 100% in control of that train at all times. All the safety systems, it's all down to me as a driver. We've just got so many things. If we've got failures or anything like that on board, we've got to just check it out, make sure everything's running. If I've got any kind of issues with how the train is, how it's set up, how it's been presented to me as a driver to take over, it's up to me.
Yeah.
I'm full on responsible for the safe running of that train. Any faults, you've got to sort it out before. You can't just go with a fault in case something happens. So, I mean, the passenger wise, when we come into stations, as the driver, we open the doors, and then the train manager, the guard, look after all the passengers, getting them all, helping them getting on and off the train, things like that. And then the guard will close the doors, and then we're away. And I'm wary of, like say, sometimes you're like 600-700 people sat behind you. They're all drinking, having this and the other, and you've got to drive the train sensibly to know the passengers on board, who you're carrying, to give them the smoothest journey possible. That's all part of the safe running of the train, and it's just how you stop the train, how you start the train. You don't want to start with massive acceleration as the Azuma does, because it can be really quick off the mark, and likewise slowing down because they do stop really quickly within probably 3/4 of a mile. They can stop on a good dry rail, and it's just, you've just got to watch it. You've just got to drive it really sensibly and look after the safe running of it, and just like if there's any kind of infrastructure wise, and just got to make sure the line is also clear as well for the trains to go through, because it's like I say, it's just up to the driver what it comes down to it. I will always get questioned in a court of law or anything like that if any incident happens, so it's all down to us here. And
you're kind of, as a driver, you're on, it's lone working, so you're there by yourself. So if anything happens on the track, you're the first person to see it. You're the one who has to report it. With customers, like, I think a big difference would be in the peak time we have customer service assistants helping us on the platform. But if it's not in the peak time, we're kind of on our own in terms of getting customers on and off the train safely. We just use our cab monitors to make sure there's no one getting caught in the doors and things like that. And in terms of things being on the rail, we probably get like a football or something like that on the train.
Well, it could be anything there, though.
Yeah, sometimes it might be a dog that's gotten loose and gone into the rails as well. But as it's mostly in tunnels, most of the time it's like newspapers and things like that. People drop their phone or their AirPods and things like that.
Screen now,
but yeah, the responsibilities are pretty much the same for us as well.
You're in control of a lot of people, especially on the ground. You can't put thousands on them, can't you? At one given time. You say, especially when they're at certain times of day and weekends
during the peak,
and stuff. It must be crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Or if there's like a concert or football going on as well, it gets really
especially
busy
when you're shutting the doors, like from what you're saying, when you've got to close the doors, you're obviously looking at your monitors to do it at the right time.
Yeah, you've got to time it so you don't get anyone trapped in the doors.
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's how there's always people rushing for the train, always people rushing for the train, no matter where they are. There's always somebody late.
The good thing about the underground is there'll be another one right behind.
Well, that's it, and you don't want to wait for that though, do you? That's the thing. You don't want to wait 2 minutes, it's too long that. So I'll just cram myself on here. But yeah, that's
they never want to wait.
But yeah, they've got to wait with us. You obviously see them sometimes running down, especially when you leave King's Cross. Our monitors stop on we're on our left-hand side, our monitors, and sometimes you can see the passengers
Just about.
just running.
Yeah.
And after the whistle's gone, all the gate things come across.
Yeah.
The cameras stop on until they get to about 3 miles an hour and then they go off, but that's just...
Do the train doors close in 30 seconds before? Does that apply to your trains as well, before departure?
We can, as soon as it gets into the minute before they should depart, that's when they start doing the procedure.
Okay. What does your route knowledge cover?
I've got one of the biggest route knowledges at Newcastle. There's 23 of us in the link that we're in. I know the route all the way down to London King's Cross and back. I know the Hertford branch, which is from Stevenage down to Bounds Green, around that loop there, just in case we have a problem, we need to go diversions. I also know the route between Newcastle and Carlisle, which is a lovely route to do. That's in case another diversion. Then I go all the way from Newcastle all the way up to Inverness. And then we've got another diversion route from Edinburgh, which takes us lovely way across the Forth Bridge towards a place called Ladybank, and then it comes back into Perth. So I've got a massive amount of route knowledge to retain, and it's quite hard sometimes to keep on top of it. People obviously just say, you just follow rails, this, that and the other, it's dead easy. But you have to know everything from there to back. You need to know the roads, you need to know the place names, because anything above Edinburgh, they go on miles and what's called chains. Okay. It's still the old way of working, and you've just got to know where you are at all times when you're speaking to the signaller, and it's a lot. You've got to know the curvature, you've got to know absolutely everything. You've got to know the gradients, speeds, absolutely so much to retain. And I say we're one of the biggest route knowledges at Newcastle. It's only a limited amount, and it's just there's a lot, especially with the diversions. They're quite hard to keep on top of. But we have all the maps and stuff like that to use, which we just have we've got to go over them every.
I was just going to ask you, do you like refreshers?
We've got to go over them every 6 months, for your own good. Yeah. And it's just we've got videos as well, which we can keep ourselves refreshed on. But yeah, between Inverness and King's Cross, it's 577 miles it is, and you know that both ways, and it's different both ways. Don't get us wrong. It's a lot to learn. There's a lot.
Do you have to go home and look over it, if you know you're gonna?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I can go along. I think I'm going along. What's the name of this crossing? I mean, there's hundreds of crossings on the Highland Mainline between Edinburgh and Inverness, and you've just got to go over, and sometimes I can't remember that. I'll just have a cheeky little look when I get home just to see what it is, and then just hopefully it just implants some of the seed in there and just remembers where it is. And sometimes I can get somebody will ask me now, get a bit of route knowledge, what's this place called here, and my brain just can't grasp it. But I'll get within 2 miles of that area, and it'll just happen. Just because you've just gone over it and over it. Yeah. The amount of times that we do, and it's just hard to retain unless I'm actually there. But obviously, it's all in there. It's all in
somewhere.
There. It's just the diversion routes. The routes I do are say lovely, you know what I mean. So it's very lucky. I feel very privileged to know the routes that I do and have the route knowledge that I do. It's great.
It's a lot of information to try and remember.
There's a lot of information. We get the time to do it. Makes
sense why you're training so long.
Well, that's it. That's it. But this is additional stuff. This is you're putting yourself forward to know these routes.
But if there's a diversion, does it not apply to everybody?
No, there's only certain people that know certain routes. Okay. This is where the complications are in the railway, where not everybody knows everything. They can struggle on, and that's where you can get additional delays for no particular reason that passengers think of. But I can't just get on a train and then go via somewhere I don't know, even though there's lines to take me. I couldn't do it. Yeah. Like say in case there is fog, snow, darkness, anything like that, where you just get totally lost. You've got to know the routes that you're doing, and the signalling is the key to all train routes. If you take the wrong signals at any time, which is totally possible, then you're in a lot of trouble. I call it tea and biscuits, you see. That's where your manager, you're going to be sat down doing that. Yeah. But you're never going to do that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Not touch wood. Absolutely.
Okay. Do you like driving distances that take you a long way from home?
When I started doing it, it is a very strange situation. With a family, we've got a young family, and it's just and we have to stop overnight when we go to Inverness. Oh. We're in a hotel on a night, so we we'll say we'll get there at 8 o'clock at night and we'll come back at 7:50 the next morning on the train, and it does feel a long way. When you're looking at the family tracker apps, where my family is and where I am, it is a long way, and you're thinking, this is for the love of the job to do this, but it is. I do, yeah. Sometimes it does. If you're doing a lot, so we can do them. If you're doing them like twice in a week, 2 Invernesses in a week, and that's obviously 4 days of work, it does feel a lot, and you are going a lot
away from your family,
away from home, and family.
Yeah.
But you always come back the next day.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, you have to, because there's nobody else to drive. There's nobody else to drive the train back the next day. So
you've got to be the one to bring it back.
You've got to come back to see family.
Oh wow! I didn't think about that. Then you have to stay overnight, and
Yeah, we've got to stop overnight on that route. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
How far do you drive in a typical shift?
I don't actually know the mileage, but from end to end, it's about an hour and 6 minutes. From Morden to High Barnet or Edgware.
It'd be a good old distance, like. Yeah, it'd be a good distance, like.
You save about 5 minutes if you go via the Charing Cross rather than the Bank branch, but 5 minutes is not a huge amount of time.
It's still going to tot up if you're going to do it a few times a day as well. I mean, how many times would you go around in a particular day?
It depends, but the average shift is about 7 hours, 42 minutes. Maybe you can go like a full up and down, maybe 2-3 times in a shift.
So do you do the circle, just Northern Line?
No, so the Northern Line starts at the bottom and goes straight. Then when you get to Kennington, it branches off into 2. Then Bank branch and then Charing Cross branch. And then at Camden Town, it comes back together for a little bit. And then goes High Barnet branch and Edgware branch. So
you'll never kind of go round and round?
No, not in a circle, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But one thing I will say is how far north I'm going. So I'm like from South London, and I think, I'm in North London. There's people actually live in other parts of London. So yeah, I've never been to High Barnet before, never been to Edgware before. I started on the Northern Line, never really been past Camden Town until I've started driving on the Northern Line. So yeah, I'm like, there's people that live in North London. There's other commuters other than in South. So yeah, seeing other bits of London is kind of cool, but I don't really think about what it would be like to be going even further than London, to be honest. But yeah, like it's nice around High Barnet because you have like lots of trees and it's not as congested as like inside London, like central London. Obviously, when we're in central London, you don't see anything apart from the platforms, but it's nice to see all the greenery when you get up to High Barnet.
Yeah, you can't fault greenery.
Yeah.
You can't fault that stuff.
Especially when the sun's shining. I think people find the Northern Line quite confusing because there's so many different routes to it. But yeah, I'm used to it now.
Let's find my way back.
Yeah. How long can you go without seeing another train?
Well, it can go a long time because my initial route is really Edinburgh and London. Start Newcastle, go to London and back, and up to Edinburgh back, something like that. And you see trains all the time. You pass them every 10 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
But when I started doing the Highland Mainline, you're thinking, where's everybody else?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is single line. There's 82 miles of it on single line. So you can go half an hour, more, with it.
If I went half an hour, I'd be
like... I'm saying that's very conservative. I mean, 50 minutes easy. And certain sections, you know what I mean? If you're going like somewhere like Blair Athol all the way through to Avimore or something, Canusi, it's just like you just don't see anybody.
Oh, you're thinking, is there something I don't know that's going on if I didn't see a train for that long?
well, that's it. And you've got certain passing points which call them loops. And if you don't have a train in the loop waiting to come south, you've got to wait till the next one, the next loop, which is another 25 minutes away or something like that. And you just like, you can go a long time without seeing them. It's like just the same with the signals.
For us, like, you mostly see them outside because obviously in the tunnel they're on the other platform, but outside you pass them and give each other like a little wave. But yeah, in the tunnel you hear them, but you don't necessarily always see them unless you're like early or late, and then you'll see some tail lights in front of you. But yeah, on that adjacent platform you mostly hear them more than see them. It's only when you get outside and you're like, oh, hi.
Well, I said we're doing 125 miles an hour in places, and you're doing trains coming the other way doing 250 mile an hour waves at each other. You know what I mean? You're doing that,
250 miles an hour.
and that's it. That's what you're doing it.
Yeah.
But when we pass in tunnels, our maximum speed when we pass in tunnels is a closing speed of 230 miles an hour, 115 each way, and you do get that on your ears. You know what I mean? It's just. But yeah, with regards to the train stuff, it's just we can go a long time, and it's just like it's nice. Sometimes it's nice. You know what I mean? And there's no
in your own world.
Yeah, you're in your own world. There's like no infrastructure, as in overhead wires where we go up there, because there's nothing like that. North of Bridge of Allen, there's a place called Bridge of Allen where we switch over from electric to diesel.
Yeah.
And then the overhead wires go, and then you don't see anything. It's just it's lovely. No trains, no wires, and
just you and your passengers.
Just me and my passengers getting them there safely A to B. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I definitely want to come on a ride.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It sounds really cool.
Yeah, I had someone from our control in recently came back from Inverness to Edinburgh with us. 3 nights, first time he'd experienced it, and he was just beaming. You know what I mean? Smiling, and it's just like this is my day job. And it's just like he just couldn't believe how good it was. Just the
I can only imagine it. How much of an impact does the weather have on your driving?
It has absolute massive impact on my driving. When it's lovely, sunny, dry rail, or not even, as long as the rail head is dry, it's absolutely no issues whatsoever. I have my set braking points, acceleration points, how we do it for my passengers' benefit, how it's going to be nice and easy. Like say, for example, I'll just go for one example now, of coming into Grantham Station, where it's on a downhill slope, and you're coming in there at 100 miles an hour, and where I would normally brake on a dry rail, and if it's slightly damp, maybe 3/4 of a mile out, I'll start my braking a bit more at that speed, and then if it's wet, you've got to do it 2 miles out, because you'll never stop sometimes, you know what I mean? It affects you massively. You're looking at the weather all the time. As a driver, and you're thinking, what's coming up? You can see all the rain ahead, or anything like that, and it's just you've just got to change your driving style massively. You just got to think. You've got to think 3 or 4 miles ahead all the time when the weather comes in, because you've totally got to change your braking, because if it's got a lovely dry rail, you put your braking, everything responds absolutely perfectly, and it's just absolutely a joy to do. But once you get a little bit of dampness in the air, and you put the initial bit of braking in, we've got a big red light that flashes and the wheels are locked. And when you get that sensation, it is absolutely, it's heart stopping, you know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, what's it doing? Then you just add a bit more brake just to try and get a bit of a retardation in the speed. Yeah. And then it's just, then you've just got to adjust it. But you've got to think like 3 or 4 miles ahead, and then you've just got to brake a good mile earlier if it's kind of, or just to bring it down so you're in control of the train. If you get, let's say fog doesn't affect it in any particular way, apart from obviously the dampness side of it. The snow doesn't affect it, even we're limited to certain speeds in the rule book, depending on the conditions of that. But other than that, you've just, between dryness and dampness, you've just got to think well in advance.
Is it possible for you to stop, like past the station and not stop?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh wow.
It is quite easy. Even if it's it depends on where the station is. If it's on falling gradient or anything like that, even if it's on rising gradient, you can what we call it, pick up our wheels. Even at the slow speed. If you're initially hitting a platform at say 35 miles an hour, even if it's wet, and you go along, you're coming down nicely, and the initial last 30-40 feet, you put a little bit more in, and that's when it can pick up its wheels, and it just, as if it shoots off. Wow. It's a very odd sensation. Fingers crossed. I haven't done it yet. Touch wood. If that's but I haven't done it yet. Yeah. But I've been close to. Don't get us wrong. But
your heart
just got,
right.
Absolutely does. And it's just, but you've just got to think, and you've got to think in advance on them conditions and get it down. You're thinking, oh God, what passengers? You're always thinking what the passengers thinking is coming in so slow. Are we ever going to get here? You know what I mean? But there is reasons why we're doing that. You know what I mean? And it is. Just look out the window, see it raining. Yeah. But that's what. That's just one of the things. But on dry rails, it's a joy to do. You can come in at the speed that you're comfortable doing.
Much easier then.
When it's damp, you totally changed.
Yeah. Boy. Lots to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you stay focused when you're doing long stints of driving?
make sure I get enough sleep, first of all. I think like when it's busy, it's easier because there's customers going up and down. When you're coming to the platform, you're watching the customers. When it's not as busy, later at night, you just got to like kind of keep yourself focused on something. So yeah, just try and look, okay, what station are we at? Looking at the signs in the station, just kind of keep myself focused. Yeah.
Yeah, from my side of it, it is hard. You've got to try and come to work with nothing on my head whatsoever. If you've got anything kind of in my head going wrong at home or anything like that, family life, I always sort that stuff out. And just, if you've got anything like that as a distraction, you're just totally lost. But you come to work and you know what you've got to do. You've got to go from A to B with, say, 600 passengers at a time. You've got to get them safely, and you've got to do the right things. You like to say you've got to have your sleep. You've got to prepare yourself all the time for the job. If you have a bit of a rough sleep, you can be struggling. But I always have a kind of a coffee with us just to keep us there. You know what I mean? Just a little sip on, keep hydrated, and just like some little snacks to munch on or something like that. I always I get people laugh at me, but I always have carrots in my bag all the time. Most of the time, yeah. When I'm on the shift working, just to nibble on. You know what I mean? Just to keep me. And it just keeps you alert and just keeps, and they obviously got a bit of water in there, keep hydrated and stuff, and I always have water and coffee just to keep focused. But you know the job you got to do, you know what happens if you mess up, you just got to be focused on it all the time, and it's challenging sometimes, like especially when you're going from, say, in the morning for the 3-hour journey from darkness to light. That can be that on to the way around as well. When you're going, you set off from here, from King's Cross, say, in the light, and you get into Newcastle in the dark, it's like, and you're seeing it all come down, because my worst time for driving is dusk. That's my worst time, and that's, for some reason, I don't know why, it just is, and that's my, I've got to be.
Yeah. What's your favourite, best time of driving?
Best time? I love I do like the mornings. Yeah. Just depending on which way we're heading, what time of day year it is.
It all depends.
If you're coming from Newcastle to London this time of year in the winter, the sun is so low, you just glare. It's just unbelievable. But it's lovely. You know what I mean? And you're looking. I mean, your visor's down on so you pulled it right down, so you're only looking through a little slit like this, and you've got your sunglasses on, and it's just. But heading back north that time, it's just is lovely as well. You see the sun setting in the west when we're coming back up the.
It sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, you get some spectacular things. But yeah, my favourite, I don't like dusk for some reason. I just can't get on with it. Either please just be light or just be dark.
Yeah.
One or the other. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's still a joy. It's still a joy every second of it. Yeah. But it's just the focus side of it. It's just you've just got to be right for your sen. We've got to have iron bladders in our job, haven't we? Yeah. And it's just like things like that. Certain things like that. You've just got to be. And right, and if I know I need a coffee, I will get myself a coffee. Yeah. And it's.
I definitely agree. You've got to have a really clear mind as well, because if you have nothing else to distract you, you're only going to think about whatever's going on in your head. So yeah, you have to make sure you show up to work with the right mind frame. Even if
we have anything that's going on at home or anything like that, you've got to tell your managers. You've got to get it out there, and you just sort everything out before you come to work. Any glitch in the matrix when you're at home or coming to work with that, it's no use to warn me. You just can't. Because
you're just sitting.
You're sitting there thinking. I've gone over every single aspect of my life from when I was a kid. That some kind of miraculously have opened up in my brain file and popped forward. And I'll just go over that for a bit. You know what I mean? As long as I'm also doing personally, kind of looking over the rules when I'm doing it in my head. What happens if? All that to keep me alert as well. You know what I mean? It's lots of different.
Yeah, you have to focus and be alert and concentrate for like long periods of time.
Yeah, I mean you also you're in the from that you're in the dark all the time, and it's just like
there's not much to look at.
Well, that's it. You can't put light on. You can't put light on. Think, but it's just that's got to be that's harder. Like
it is. Yeah. There's nothing like to keep your focus. Like there's not like anything to look at apart from just the darkness.
Well, that's
unless you're in the platform,
That's where I'd struggle doing that. I think you know what I mean. That you've got to have something to look at. Yeah. I mean, you can obviously just see the rails in front of you, I suppose, can't you? But clickety clack and banging around. I'm banging around, but it's got to be hard for you to do that. I should think.
Yeah, you get used to it, but it is quite difficult. It is, being in the dark and. like kind of counting down and taking when's the next station coming, because yeah. When you get to the station, you get that bit of light, then it kind of like shakes you up a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
can be
just,
quite hard.
That's a different sides of the job. It's just like massive. Like you say, there we mentioned that stations. My stations are really few and far between. You can go I can go 2 hours without stopping at a station. You've just got, like I say, you've got to focus on something to keep me on the air game.
Yeah, I might get myself some carrots.
Well, that's just me. You know what I mean? People, take the mic at me for that, but it's just I just always have them kind of in there. So
you got to use anything you can.
Yeah,
because it's so important to be alert, and whatever works, you just got to go with it. Yeah.
Whatever works for you. Everybody's individual. Simple as that.
Let's see. What's your favourite part of being a train driver? Any standout experiences?
Oh, I've had, honestly, for 23 years I've been a train driver, I've had so many memorable moments. It's been absolutely phenomenal. One of the best time when I started was with GNR, Great North Eastern Railways. Same route, just a different company. And I was on a HST, high-speed train, Intercity 125, what you would call them, age of the train, journey shrinker. And it's just, there was a Flying Scotsman had just come back when it was in apple green, just come out of the workshops at York, and it had a special train, and I was in HST on platform number 3, just about to go to London. Next stop was King's Cross from York, and it happened to leave at the same time as the Flying Scotsman. So there was thousands of people at York Station seeing the Flying Scotsman off, and I thought, I just left about 2 minutes after I left, I thought, I'm just going to have a good time here. Because I know there's so many people on the platforms, and I set away, and I thought, I'm stubby up to 125 miles an hour, and he was up to 30 miles an hour, and he got through this set of points, and I could see him opening up. I thought, I'll just draw alongside it, and he was just a rail away, and I just drew up alongside it, and it was just amazing because the driver was looking at me, I was looking at him, and we were both going on this on the horn, and then I could see them looking at the passengers, looking at the Scotsman's carriages, and they must have been looking at mine because we had drop-down windows on the HST, and it was just amazing. We stayed with him for about 4 or 5 miles until I branched off, and I just opened it up, and I was away, and it was just fun. It was just, if anybody had any pictures of that, it'd have been absolutely superb. And I had just one other memorable one as well, which always sticks out in my head. It's just when we left Newark, Northgate, coming south, my next stop was Grantham, and was going along, we're up to 125 miles an hour, Spitfire, Hurricane, Lancaster bomber, BBMF, right next to me, and they drew up alongside of me, I had Spitfire and Hurricane either side, and I could see the Lancaster in the distance, and they went like that in front of me.
Wow. Wow.
It was amazing.
You get to see so many cool things.
It was absolutely. It just does. It's just one of them things where you can't. I can't take pictures.
You have to be there.
I can't take pictures. You've got to be there. And I'm explaining it to people. And it's just like, and there was like low. You just knew they were looking. They knew what they were doing. They were chasing the train. You know what I mean? There's like that in front, right over the line.
Wow.
It was just absolutely amazing. It was just.
That is crazy.
I've had so many over my career, and they just pop back now and again. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely.
I'm kind of jealous.
It's brilliant. It is. I've just so many nice things, and it's just a privilege.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to.
No, it sounds like amazing. One of the funniest moments that I had, and I posted about it, was where I can hear customers talking. So I don't think many customers realise that if you sit behind the driver, we can actually hear you. So I think most people like to sit there because they're like away from everyone in the corner, but they're literally sitting behind us. So yeah, I made a video about the fact that I could hear customers. They were like talking, gossiping. They were like, I wonder if the driver can hear us. And I was like, yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, but I think those are the funny moments because you're alone most of the time, and then you're like, oh, I can speak to the customers through the wall. So yeah, I'll say that's one of my most memorable moments.
I've had quite a few good ones, but the most kind of the memorable ones are just like the simplest ones. They're in delays, and where I get on at York Station to go to work, to commute to work, to take over a train at Newcastle, I will normally walk through from like somewhere like Durham, so it gives me like 10 minutes to walk through the whole train from the back to the front. And this particular time we had delays going on, so we're running quite a lot late, and I was about to take over, And I started walking through, and people say, "Oh, what's going on with training?" They were going like this. I goes, "Terminating it. It's not going to Edinburgh." I goes, "Well, I'm the driver here, and I have no idea." So I got through to the next caution, and they started going, "Oh, what's going on with the train?" And everybody started having a go at me. I said, "What's going on?" Because how do you know it's not terminated? I haven't been told anything. They're all on Twitter, you see, on X, and that all the passengers knew before I did.
You did.
And they it was just a good bunch of, they were laughing their heads off because I was the driver.
They were updating
They were telling me what to
on.
do, and they were literally. And when I was studying there, I was like this with my head, and it was just like they were absolutely howling with laughter. You know, we're talking 80, 90 people here, and they were just like, obviously there's some mad, but it was such fun. And it's just like, well, you know what I mean? And I actually got to the front of the train to take over from the other driver. Got out. As you know, it's terminating? No idea.
So nobody knew.
Well, that's it then to platform staff and told us come up terminating. So I got out and saw the carry. I got out of the cab when I'd taken over, and we were terminating. All the passengers had to get off. And they were just coming up to me and saying, "Oh, you see,
told you so."
And it's just like, but it was just one of the, they were a good bunch, you know what I mean? It was light-hearted, and it was just.
They were in
just
good spirits. They weren't coming at you like.
You know what I mean? Because they weren't to start off with, but I started walking through. What are you talking about? And I just raised my voice. I said, "What are you all talking about?"
They could see the innocence. You really didn't know. Yeah.
Before us. But that's just. But there has been many. You know what I mean? There's been absolutely tons of stuff which are totally memorable. But you could be here all night. You know what I mean? It's it's some really, really good stuff that does stick. Yeah.
It's nice when you get really good customers and you can like joke around with them and have a bit of a good time, because it can be quite lonely sometimes being by yourself. So having that little 5 minutes or 2 minutes just to like speak to customers is quite nice sometimes.
Yeah, I do everything for the customers. You know what I mean? When we're getting even at King's Cross or any station, I always help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As part of some do, some don't. It's just but if you do something good every day, to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you feel better every day. It's simple as that. Even if anybody with cases getting on prams or anything like that, or anybody elderly, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
As long as you help somebody, and it's just a nice interaction. All you need is a thank. You don't even need a thank you. I mean, half the time, you know what I mean. But it's just obviously nice. But
it makes a difference to their day.
Absolutely huge. Yeah. Because they're obviously panicking about how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that, and one simple with suitcases, and then job's done.
Yeah.
Happy as Larry, and that's just great. Like, but there has been many interactions, and it's been good. And it's all good. But like I say, it's nice to get the passengers that appreciate it as well. You know what I mean? It is good. Like, so are there any unique challenges that come with driving on the underground?
Ooh, I think being mostly tunnel on the underground, if something goes wrong and you're in the tunnel, you can't like just get out and get on the platform, get station staff to help you. You're kind of in the tunnel, you have to deal with it yourself. So compared to some other lines which are like mostly outdoors, you're kind of on your own more if something happens. Obviously, if you're in the platform, it's very easy to get the controller to bring station staff down to help if there's a customer unwell or something like that. But most of the time, you're kind of just, it's you and your passengers, and you've got to deal with everything.
Well, that's it. And say, like say from that side of it, it's just like, it's got to be pretty scary if you do break down in the tunnels, you know what I mean? Because like say all your passengers want to do are just going to start panicking out.
Yeah.
Bit,
it's so important to like make announcements as well to let them know what's going on. Yeah, just being in the dark and the train stopped, you're like...
So you do that? You do the announcements?
Yeah, we do the announcements, we do.
Yeah, we don't do anything like that.
Oh, you don't do any announcements at all? No. So we have time. So if we're in the tunnel, we have to make an announcement within 30 seconds if we're not moving in the tunnel. And then every minute after that, if we're on the platform not moving, 90 seconds, and then every 3 minutes after that. So we have to like constantly keep customers informed about what's going on, so they're not panicking, and then so they don't start like pulling the emergency alarms and getting worried.
In the tunnel, yeah. So you'd have to go back and sort that out.
Yeah.
You'd have to go back and actually physically
reset
that as a driver. Yeah.
If we're in the tunnel and there's an alarm pulled, we try and get to the next station, because obviously you can get more assistance on the station. But we have like a talk back on the train, so they can actually speak into the alarm, and we can speak to them. So we can find out what's going on, let the controller know, and
Yeah, we have that as well, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, just for example, in the toilets or anything like that. So where they're putting the suitcases, they put them in some funny places, not anything bad, but it's just to push them, or when they lean on them, try getting out the doors.
Yeah, they accidentally...
And it comes up a big red alarm in our cab, then you've got to pick it up to acknowledge it. Then it comes up on the screen to where it actually is. and you can talk to them, and you can see them.
You know where it is? We don't know.
Yeah, it comes up a screen where it is on the train, so you can talk to them and say half the time it's certain things. Can you get some more loo roll or something like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of that, and says most of it's apologising because they forgot it. But like you say, when you're doing 125 miles an hour and you're answering these calls,
so it's
can
distracting.
be a bit distracting. But you can put it up if it's a simple one. Have a quick conversation, quick few seconds, converse with them, and then you put it down. Then it goes straight internally to the guard as well. So they're going to
can help out as well.
I can't do anything about that. I can't leave the cab or stop the train like that. But it's unless it's obviously a proper emergency.
Yeah.
But the guard deal with that mainly. But yeah, we do get it coming through to that in that aspect of it. Yeah.
Okay. So do you know exactly where it is the alarm is? Because we know which car it is, but not where. So we have to kind of walk around and check all of them to find out which one it is.
We've got the cameras that point to it. Yeah. So if they're in the vestibules and somebody's just leaning, they just put the thing like that. Know exactly where the alarm is. So if it's in the toilet, it points directly at the toilet. But not obviously with the door closed. You know what I mean? Or if it's where they put the cases up halfway down the coaches.
You can see the camera.
Yeah, the camera's pointing straight to it. Like, you know what they've done.
Oh, that's really helpful. You
can just work out what they've done.
Yeah.
You just then you just hello, you know, it's just anything wrong. This is a driver speaking, you know what I mean, and then just say, oh, sorry, they've done that, you know what I mean, just accidentally knocked it. So.
Yeah, we have at Kennington the trains terminate there, and they go around the loop and come back out on the northbound platform, and we make announcements telling people the train's terminating and for them to get off. And sometimes they don't. So we get a lot of alarms going off when we're going around the loop where they realised, oh, I should have got off the train. This train's not going where I thought it was going.
Actually, I have nobody to check, and they have nobody to check on you.
Yeah, so the trains terminate on the southbound at Kennington, tell everyone to get off, then they go into a loop, which tunnel comes back round onto the northbound platform. But people don't always know that it's going to come back round to the northbound platforms, so they get panicked, and then, we got to reset the alarms. So yeah, that's most of the time where I've got it.
That's different to it, because say if I'm doing a train, I'll take up to Edinburgh, from Newcastle to Edinburgh with the passengers on it. Sometimes we'll come back empty, then all the platform staff will make sure it's empty, and close up all the doors. They'll always check on toilets and everything like that. And then they'll close up the doors, they'll get the signal right away. But if we can go into the system, on the computer system on the train, it tells us how many passengers we've got on. So sometimes obviously
does it tell you the exact number? Like based on weight and...
It's based on, there's just like a sensor in the door. But say you can leave back heading south with an empty train and you look at that system, it says you've got 6 people on board. You're thinking, oh my, you know what I mean? They've got a person, there's nobody else there with just you and then the train, and then obviously it's probably glitch in the matrix, but it's just seeing that, it's a bit daunting.
We only have to physically detrain if we're going into a sidings. In the loop, it's all right because it's just coming in straight back out. But if we're going to sidings, we have to make sure we get everyone off individually, close the doors manually and everything like that. But yeah.
Somebody jumping on that, yes.
What is your favourite LNER station?
It has to be York. 100%. It is my hometown, York Station, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I went there as a kid, and I lived there. And I just do love it. I love the station, just at curvature's architecture. If you look up, it's just an absolute amazing. When you're under the canopies, it's just an absolute amazing place. It's an absolute pleasure to come into that station. We hit that station both coming in there both ways at 30 miles an hour, and when you're coming in, and it is. I've always wanted to do it, you know what I mean? And I'm doing it all the time. I take it for granted.
Yeah.
But I get on there to commute to work. And it's just absolutely amazing. Without doubt, it is.
That was your first where you were on ticket office?
Yeah, in the ticket office at York train station. Yeah, so when it was all good and proper when it was there. You know, when we had all the windows there. But and that was just an absolute privilege to work there. Yeah. And I do love it, especially when we're driving the Azumas into there. When we used to drive the 91s, the HSTs in there. But now the Azuma is just when you come in there at 30 miles an hour, it's just an absolute. It's brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. An absolute joy, and that's all. I mean, that's it. And it's just, but you've always wanted to do it. You know what I mean? And now I'm just doing it all the time. It's just, it really is.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream, isn't it? It's what it is, isn't it?
Literally.
Isn't it? Yeah, job done. That's just. But it's great every single time. There is fantastic other stations out there, which I'm just biased against York because it's just it's such a nice place. You know what I mean? It's a good interchange. A lot of trains come in there from different areas, so it's. But it is absolutely great. What's your favourite underground station?
I really like
And do you have a favourite tube line?
favourite tube line. Oh, I think I'd have to say favourite tube line, Victoria line, and favourite station, Battersea Power Station. Just because it looks so new. Victoria line because it's so fast.
Right.
I think from end to end it's like 30 odd minutes from one end of the Victoria line to the other.
Right.
So you get around very quickly, and the trains are like every 90 seconds or something. And then the Battersea Power Station is just new and pretty. And it's kind of weird because obviously it didn't exist a few years ago. So it's kind of a weird experience seeing like, oh, the tunnel goes this way now. So yeah.
Don't be ignorance on that. It's just like, that's underground as well, is
Yes.
it? Not overground.
Yeah, underground, yeah.
Oh,
So it's an
right,
extension from Kennington to Battersea Power Station. It goes to Nine Elms in Battersea. But it's only been open for like the past 3 years.
Okay.
So yeah, before it wasn't there, and now all of a sudden there's a new tunnel. So yeah, I say Battersea Power Station.
Does it have the barriers on it to stop passengers getting on? The glass barriers? Or
No,
anything like that?
no.
Just still simple open
Yeah,
doors and they're on?
Yeah, we don't have the ped doors on the Northern Line at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be my favourite. And the Victoria Line is just super fast. What's the most interesting piece of technology you use in your job?
Well, the Azuma train. It's got to be, hasn't it? I mean,
whole train itself,
compared to what we've been used to over the years, when they brought the Azuma in, like 5 years ago now, it's definitely, I mean, it's made my job so much easier.
What's the different? How different is it?
Just the power, the braking of it. It's made, compared to what we did the 91s and the HSTs, it was just, they're just like chalk and cheese compared to this thing. And it is absolutely fantastic. It's a good piece of kit, you know what I mean? It accelerates when you want. It does everything responsive when you want. You can find out things on it. It's helped me, it's helped customers.
Yeah.
And it's helped get to A to B quicker.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, I think that was probably the best thing at the moment.
I'll say for us the same. It would just be the train in general, like the fact that we can have the ATO on trains now. And it's like a computer basically. It's quite smart. If you do anything wrong, there's like safety measures to stop you getting to the extent where anything goes super wrong. But like you have the emergency brakes. If you're speeding, the train will just be like, no, we're not doing that today. So yeah, it's like that reassurance of safety. I think it's quite cool.
Yeah, I mean that's what it does. I mean we've got simple switches to set our speed limits and things that we want. So we've got maxed out 125, so we know we're never going to go above any kind of thing like that. But everything's like just touch of a button.
Yeah.
And it sets it all straight away. You can select different pantographs, which one you want up front or back, stuff like that. It's just it is a good.
The technology is moving with the times.
It's there. You know, it's all around us. It's just what you want. Windows gets hot, gets cold when you want, and it's just. Windscreen wipers, everything. It's just simple things that make your job massively easy.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Yeah,
it really is. It is good.
Yeah, we don't have the best heating system, but
we never used to do on the HSTs
really?
ones that you struggle on a bit. You sat with your coat on or something like that. But the Zumas just get toasty. Aye. So, what would you say is the most unexpected part of being a train driver?
I think for customers, they think like, you don't get to use the toilet or anything like that. But I had no idea what actually goes on in the cab. So I had no idea how you drive the train, what actually goes into the job, like in terms of actually having to deal with defects and things. Before I applied, I never really thought like, oh, what happens if something goes wrong on the train? So for me, that was the most unexpected bit. Like I'm kind of the technician, the mechanic for the train. I have to know all the stock. If something goes wrong, I have to know all the moves where I can put my train away, where I can do different stock moves, where I can go from north to south. So yeah, for me, it was much more than I hadn't really thought too much about what goes into it apart from just getting passengers from A to B. So yeah. Yeah,
I think what you're saying there is exactly the same. I didn't realise what it totally entailed and what you had to learn, and especially with the routes that got me, you see. When I had to learn those, I've been a driver at 29, thinking, I didn't realise I was still pretty ignorant to it, and that was kind of, it was like, I've got to learn all this as well, but how else is it, you just don't know it any other way, that's the only way you can do it. And that was kind of, like I say, it's just literally, I just didn't know about it. And it was, once you get into it, it's really, you do need this, and that's what it boils down to. Like, yeah, but it's just all the driving side of it is just like,
Yeah.
it's just all the stuff you need to know. It's just phenomenal. You know what I mean?
It's quite nice knowing that you have like all that knowledge and skills as well, though. Like, it's not just the driving. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. It's
there's a huge amount that goes into it that I never thought. The passengers definitely don't have most of them don't have a clue about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just the same as what I was. And it's just once you learn it, once you get into it, it's just a part of the day job now, and it's just brilliant. Like,
Yeah. If you could do any other job on the railway, what would it be?
Oh, dear me. What would I do? I definitely couldn't be a signaller.
Okay.
I have full-on respect for a signaller. I could not do that. I happened to have a fantastic trip into the York Rock recently, and no, that would not be for me.
No.
Sitting all there, the blibs and blobs I call them, you know what I mean? The train's moving along, but I don't know. I don't know. It's
You love your job.
I'm where I want to be, and that's it. I'm where I want to be. I've done it. I've worked with customers. Now I'm on my own, looking after the customers in a totally different way and getting them onto the train. Now I'm in control of them all, and that's me. That's me
you
done.
Peaked.
I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I could work in control because it's just too much organising.
I think I would like to work as a controller.
They've got to think. I mean, I'm not wired up to think in all different categories and multitasking. Well, I do you've got to multitask as a train driver, but I couldn't be looking at this screen. If there's delays, I ain't got the capacity to say, oh, that train's over there, and do something else. Oh, that train's still over there 20 minutes later. I couldn't do it. I respect for anybody that does the job that they want to do, and that's it. I don't know. I'd love to. I mean, the customers, that's the be all and end all of any railway. If you don't have the customers, you ain't got an out. So we don't have any jobs, but I don't know. I'm pinnacled out here. You know what I mean? It's just I'm there. I'm at the top of my game as far as I'm concerned. I won't want to go above. I won't want to be a driver manager or anything like that and look after train drivers. I couldn't do anything like that. That's a question where I can't answer it. So I'm there. I don't want to do anything else. You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything else. It's as simple as that. I don't want to go to management. I just don't want to rule people or anything like that. I'm there where I'm looking after all these people. I never thought I was going to be doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
literally living the dream.
living the dream. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy with no aspirations to what you want to do. Because I've been asked by my managers.
But you've achieved it.
What? Do you want to become a driver on it? Well, no, I don't. I want to do what I'm doing now. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to come to work, start, do my job, look after all these fantastic people and passengers, take them to where they want to go, take them away from the families, bring them to families, go on holiday, this is malarkey, and get home and finish on time. And that's all I want to do, and not think about anything until the next day. So I'm goaled out. That's it. I'm top of my personal tree.
Yeah.
And that's it. But some people can't grasp that. No. You know what I mean? But I have. But
that's fine.
I don't know.
I would love to see what it's like being a controller, I like problem solving. I feel like I like having to juggle a few different things.
Especially the tube controllers must have a massive amount of...
It's not easy.
If they're in every 90 seconds, you know what I mean? It's like a minute.
Yeah.
It's like...
When things go wrong, it must be very stressful. But I like the adrenaline rush that you get of having to problem solve and kick into action. All right, what can I do? How can I fix this? Yeah, I think that's what I would try out. Yeah.
Oh, I can do it. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's how everybody's different, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's great that you're already where you want to be and you're loving it. So yeah, you've peaked.
We're privileged to go to work sometimes, and people can't understand that either. You know what I mean? But there we go.
It is.
So, if you could pick a route to drive for the day, underground or main line, where would it be?
Ooh. Oh, that's a hard question. It would have to be something scenic for sure.
I'm not giving any clues.
It would have to be, I would love to, everything you described about seeing all the Christmas trees, and I would love to do that for the day, or even for a week, even. It sounds beautiful.
It is.
And then seeing it in from the winter to the summer and all the mountains. Yeah, it sounds beautiful. I would love to do that.
I've got respect for tube drivers. I would love to have a go around just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
And then that'll probably scare me off. But my rail route would be what I would do is down the Great Western.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a go at that from, like, say, Paddington to Penzance through Dawlish and on the coast, the iconic, that section of line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'd love to have a go at that one day. I haven't even been down there as a passenger, unfortunately, but but that's probably a route I would love to do.
The most scenic, beautiful routes, basically.
Yeah.
So the landmarks and different things, yeah. I'm going to be on my tube thinking about all the views that I'm not seeing. All the things that I could be looking at.
Yeah, you see, that's it, isn't it? It's just brilliant. Like,
yeah. What made you decide to be a TikTok creator?
I didn't know that was going to be in there. So what made me decide? Well, personally, it's quite a bit deep, really, but we were going through struggles at the time with the railway, and I had a bit of a struggle, personal life, about certain things that were going on. And what I needed to do was just get my head in gear. So I went up to the manager, says, look, any chance I can do this? And he goes, yeah, as long as you don't say such and such, such and such, such. You can't do filming in the cabs. And I go, it's fantastic. So I started doing this, and I did a couple of videos, and I thought, this is giving me confidence here, just to say and it's helping me on my job, to do what I've job. I'm trying to explain about my daily thing, what I do, and the questions came in, and it just made me smile, and that's where it just took off.
Yeah.
And I took off, and I started doing it, and it's just been absolutely brilliant. The responses I get are absolutely fab, but it helped me out for no end. I did it when all the destruction was going on, where it was pretty hard for me at home and at work, and it just I mean, that's it. It just helped me.
Yeah.
And getting all these people coming in with all these positive things, some negative, positive mostly, and I was answering everybody's questions, and everybody was chuffed. And you get all the followers, which just boosts your confidence. And it's just been great. I just love every second of it now.
Yeah.
And people are adhering to us a bit, you know what I mean? And I just love it.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions because it's something that you use regularly, like you get on the train all the time, but you don't necessarily know what goes on. So it's good to like be able to answer people's questions. The way I started was my friends would always ask me like, what is it like being a tube driver? Or if I meet someone new, they'll always be so fascinated with, well, what's it like? So I thought like, okay, let me make a video about it and tell people, like show people what it is. And yeah, people really liked watching it. So I was like, okay, let me make a couple more videos answering some of the questions that I've been getting. And
well, that's what it is. People don't have a kind of they have an idea what goes on.
Yeah.
But when I've started doing what we need to know as drivers, the route knowledge, people think, well, what do you need to know that? Braking points. It's not an F1 driver or something like that, but you've got to have certain points where you're braking, and people just don't understand things like that. They just didn't understand it, and the questions came in, and it was just brilliant. And they were thanking for the answers, even just replying to the questions.
Yeah.
They were thankful for it, and it was just like, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know this, that, and the other. And I thought that's where, well, here we go. This is me now, and I can do it dead easy, and I'm happy doing it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, and I interact. We've got a lot of train spotters on the route. We've got lots of train spotters on the route. And I mean, I always say it's train relations when we pop our on. Because it's happened from the year dot.
yeah,
That you took your on. You know what I mean? And it's from steam days, when trains started going up and down. There's train spotters about, and there's pop numbers on the trains, this, that, and the other. And they're always out to see you, and you give them a little toot. Anybody that waves, I'll just give them a quick pat.
Yeah.
And the beam, the beams. The smile that happens, and that's all it takes. And I'll get out of the cab, and I'll just interact with people, and they go, "Oh, I am," and it's just great to see. Can I have a look? Can I have a picture taken? It's just been so nice, and and I always interact with train spotters. You know what I mean? And it's just a nice thing. It's just a nice thing to do, and that's just me.
Yeah.
It's just brought me out a little bit of my shell.
Yeah, we get lots of little kids like waving. Yeah. It's nice to like see them. They get really excited when the train's coming in, and you can see their parents are trying to like get them on. They're like, hi. So yeah, I don't see a lot of train spotters. I see like one or two, but mostly it'll be like little kids just getting really excited about the train.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, and it does promote a lot of other things for me as well. You know what I mean? I get a lot of stuff out there which I possibly can. I do a lot for charities like Calm and Samaritans and things like that, just to get the word out there, to spread the word, and it's just it's just made people open their eyes a little bit more, and it's been fab. And I just try and help and get spread out, get people talking, and in my own way, my own Trotsky way, and that's it. That's all I try and do now to promote it, and along with everything else that goes along with train driving.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute joy. I mean,
You're helping other people.
You've got to help other people. You've got to help other people, but it's a good way, and it just helped me out.
Yeah.
It really has
It helped you
out.
and it helped others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps me out massively. Just personally, okay.
Yeah, I enjoy making the videos and answering people's questions, because it's not necessarily always something that you can just put into Google. Sometimes like they don't know who to ask, or they don't know somebody that works on the underground, so they have this question that's been burning for ages. It's nice to kind of give them that answer, and then okay.
I like getting the questions where I'll have a video on about one thing, but they'll say a question about something totally different, and that's what I like. You're opening them up here to ask the questions, which has been good, and that's it. A few little sentences. Send, happy as Larry, come back, bang again. You know what I mean? And it's been good. Enjoyed every second so far.
How long did you say you had been doing videos
I've been
for?
doing 2 years in April, so it's been good old time.
A good ride.
That's it. It is a good ride.
Yeah.
And yourself?
Yeah, I think this November 2023 I started making videos, and just took it from there. It's been good. Like, people really enjoy them, and they, like you said, they always have loads and loads and loads of questions. So it's nice to be able to answer them for people and actually like share a bit of your world, a bit of your life with people. Yeah,
it's just nice that people think when you reply you're actually real. You know what I mean? And that's it. And if you get a good answer, because you've read the question they're answering, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't do that on the old TikTok, but that's it. But on the social media side of it, so it's that's great.
Yeah.
Have you ever been recognised by a viewer while you've been at work?
Yeah, lots of times. Lots of times, yeah. It happens quite a lot. And I always feel kind of like shy.
Well, that's it. We've put ourselves out there here, haven't we? And you're up there, and everybody can see who you are, and that's it. And it's just, it's. I get a bit of a buzz out of it, and it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
know you from TikTok. Or are you the person from TikTok?
And they're on about a video. I think, which one was that one? And you're thinking, and it was just like, are you from TikTok? And it's just like, it is nice. And the passengers are walking on through the train. And I've seen a couple of them who had a cheeky little look. I always walk through the train I'm starting work, and it's just. So if you see somebody looking, oh God, it's just so brilliant.
They're like, I recognise this person.
But when passengers are getting off, I always like to see my passengers getting off when I get to King's Cross.
Yeah.
You got all them swaves of passengers, like hundreds of them, and they just always stand at the window. Not particularly. I always have done before I even did this, and it's just like so. And then you can see them smiling, thinking, but I've been stopped. I've been stopped quite a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
I went out and about as well, you know what I mean? Not just, I mean, on the streets when we used to go to Aberdeen and stuff like that. I used to go stopped on the street, and it's like, it's just brilliant, you know what I mean? Just pictures
you don't know who's watching, there's so many people you're reaching.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And it's like the people won't sell. Somebody asked me yesterday for an autograph. That was a member of staff.
Oh, wow.
I have no chance. I'm not putting pen to paper. I'm not into all that, but it's just like pictures. The train spotters want pictures. I mean, you don't mind doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just, they love it, and the beams you get from people that have actually seen you. It's just like, I'm another one of the train spotters bucket list where they seem to be taking. It has been great. Like
superstar.
Well, nowhere near that way. You know what I mean? Nowhere near that. But it's just nice to be recognised for what you do, and people have watched and paid attention to you. You know what I mean? And there's a purpose in me doing it now. You know what I mean? And it's nice. And they ask you questions, and you always invite them into the cab for a quick look around if we get time. And you know what I mean? It's just nice to. It's nice to do it, and
there's a level of respect they have for you as well. Like,
it is. It does seem that, and it is nice. You know, always like well presented and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I tried to always look smart. So, well, I have to do it. I did anyway,
Yeah,
but now we
yeah.
have to do it in case anybody
Just
does
in
see
case
us. You know what I
anyone
mean?
wants a
Yeah.
picture.
And we're looking at but yeah, I've always got full uniforms on and
Yeah.
stuff like that and everything. Always look that. Always done that for myself anyway, as a bit of respect to myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Look after myself. But it's just like when you get that and then they want your picture, you're thinking, oh, it's my picture. But
I'm not on a bad hair day.
Not extremely. You know what I mean? Not that bad, but you know what I mean. But it's because it's different. It's different for you,
so
isn't it? It's
most of the
massive.
time it's when I'm changing ends on the train. So when I'm actually getting off, and then the customers are coming off at the terminus, and I'm walking to the other end of the train. They're like, "I know you. You're from TikTok. Or I've seen you on TikTok. Or I was just watching your video the other day." Like people, people come up to you.
It's great to hear like that. It's nice, like,
Yeah, and like obviously, like you said, the train spotters, people who have like a special interest in trains, or like ask you loads of questions and things like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll do a video on that when I look it up. You know what I mean? But it's just like, but it's when I have been spotted or people know us, are you coming through such and such a train, and they'll take photos of you when you're going through, and if I wave like that, I'm never going to see pictures of this.
That's so cool.
And I've got some fantastic photos of me.
Yeah.
Driving the Azuma train
Oh,
up
that's
and down
really
the
cool.
east coast. I've got a couple of fantastic ones up near Berwick, right on the coast. Iconic picture on the coast when I'm like this out the front cab and somebody's got me. You know what I mean?
I love
and
that.
they post it on there, and it's just great to see because I will never ever. You always wonder what you're like driving a train.
You would never be able to get that picture yourself.
No, I'd never be able to get that picture in a million years.
That's
you know
really
what I mean?
cool.
There's no autopilot for that yet, thank you. But yeah, that's a good one.
What is your most popular TikTok video about?
I think it's about 360,000 views. Did it a while back. I'd just driven the car up from York to start work in Newcastle, and it was snowing. And I was just talking about the snowy conditions, and that just seemed to take off. I don't know why. It was nothing special. To be honest, it's about 4 minutes long. And I thought, oh, people aren't going to watch it for this. Obviously, they don't. You know what I mean? But it just got passed on and passed on and passed on. And it was just about simple things about what we do, what we've got to watch out for when it's snowy conditions, what our speed limits are, what my braking's got to be, what we've got to do if we see snow moving and trains. And that was one of my. That was the most ones I've got.
I think mine was London Underground lingo.
You have a lot. You have a lot of people following you, though. That's the thing. You have a lot of views, don't you?
Yeah, I think people are really interested in Underground. Like,
was it 800? You got 800, 600 and something?
I don't know.
It's a lot of people to view it. That it really is, and you got a few like that. I know. I just had a cheeky look earlier, but
because it's something that people don't see. They don't get to see that side of things. So. Yeah, people get really interested in it and tell their friends, and then, everyone wants to know what's going on in the underground, what's it like to be a tube driver.
Well, it takes a few people to repost them, and they're away.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think the London Underground lingo one was me like saying the kind of like words that we use that are like not day-to-day words, or like the abbreviations that we use on the underground. I think people like that because it's like, oh, I've got an insight now. I can start using the underground lingo. So yeah, I think that's my most popular one. I'm not actually sure, but yeah, that one did like blow up.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you can't believe it. You look at it and check it. You tell your kids. I tell my kids. My kids at home, don't look at your screens. Father's like this. He's like, he's going, look at the same this. I'm like this, but you do get carried away with it. But then you're telling you something to do it, and I've just got as bad. But that's the only bad thing about it all. You know what I mean? But
it's addictive.
It can be.
But I didn't expect the videos to like blow up like that. But it's now like they see the kind of questions people ask, you kind of understand why. But yeah, I didn't expect anything much from the video when I first posted it at all.
It's nice to see them when they start going up like that.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
Well, now I've reached out a little bit now, but
but people do appreciate it. So you just got to keep going with it, keep answering people's questions.
Absolutely, that's the key to it all. If you don't answer a question, if you just don't answer a question on silence, there's nothing worse. Yeah. And that's it, and not getting any kind of feedback back. Yeah. Everybody gets an answer to what they can, even if it's a cheeky little thumbs up because the question's a bit dodgy or anything like that I can't answer, and then it's good enough, and they seem it's good enough to put a thumbs up back. You know what I mean? To it. So it's all it evens it all out. But yeah. So who's your favourite TikTok creator?
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that is hard.
Before I started doing tube content, I started posting like food restaurant reviews and fun activities and things like that. So I had more people that I was following on that side of TikTok than the train side. And then now I've started posting train TikTok. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing more creators on the train side as well. I think that's a hard question for me. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a guy. He's got millions of views, and he's just a nice bloke with a nice. He's 80 odd years old, and he's just a nice what he says, and that's fantastic. And that's nothing to do with the railways. Such it's just a nicely softly spoken bloke.
Yeah.
Then there's another guy called Andy Miller, and he's all trains, and he does it with his son. And he does a bit of model railways, and he does a bit of normal railways, going all over the place, trying to get people together. He's done a bit of running, and says I've inspired him, which makes it even better.
That's so
you know
cool.
what I mean? Got running videos on TikTok
Yeah.
as well. You know, I mean, things like that. It's just, it is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've got to follow them. There's this other guy, I can't remember his name, and he just tells the most amazing jokes in the whole world, and he has me in hysterics.
Yeah.
I'm literally, for the life of me, now I'm doing this, I cannot remember his name.
That's like, there's one guy I can't remember.
But he's always got orange on. He's always got orange.
so
orange
that's
vest
how
on.
you notice him.
Yeah, he's always got orange. Brilliant.
I think he's
Absolutely
called like the train guy, or I can't remember his name, but there's this young guy that does videos as well, but he includes like the buses and just transport in general.
Yeah.
And you just learn different facts about like transport. So I find him interesting, but I don't remember what his name is on. I think it's like the train guy or
We
something.
just got
Like
like everybody else. Quick look, like,
yeah,
in a way, that's it.
No, it's
And it
interesting
pops
to
up.
learn all the facts, but yeah, sometimes you get carried away and you end up like going to this whole of like watching thousands and thousands of videos.
Yeah, that's it. And all of a sudden, 3 hours of your life's gone, isn't it? That's what we tell the
Exactly.
people kids not to do. But that's just it. Yeah, that's it.
Can you describe your job using only emojis? I think mine would be the alarm. Getting up early in the morning.
I forgot about it. You see, I'm on a different tangent to you, you see. That's it.
Waking up super early.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, I like the
Two or three, but...
Yeah, snoozing it. I like the red steam train one as well.
Yeah,
I use that one a lot. I put that in my username now.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
I like that one.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and a tunnel. Of course.
That's it, isn't it? The old portal, isn't it?
Underground, yeah.
Let's see if you could play a theme tune to when you arrive when you arrive on a platform. What song would it be?
Theme tune to arrive on the platform.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? If you could play a theme tune, oh God. Mission Impossible, maybe. but I don't really know.
A theme song, yeah. I don't know.
I done. Somebody do Thomas the Tank Engine a bit sometime. I've done that.
That would be really good.
Yeah, it's funny and it makes you smile.
I think people would like that. Sometimes drivers do sing on the intercom to their customers.
Yeah. So that'd be tea and biscuits for us if we did that.
Really?
Tea and biscuits. Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, it's nice to like get the customers in like good spirits and nice, especially if it's like early morning, grumpy, like get them just laughing, you know.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep them happy.
Yeah.
Or keep them on time, as far as we're concerned, isn't it?
That
Keep them on time.
Yeah.
Right, so we're all out of questions. We're absolutely all out of questions. And I've had such an amazing insight into what it's like to be a tube driver and the questions. I think, fingers crossed, you've got something off me as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Definitely.
And just to find out what is going on. But I tell you, if you liked all them questions, just keep them coming in. Just look at my hashtag Trotsky on TikTok or YouTube, or even Instagram if you're all that way. I'm on the lot, and it's just been an absolute pleasure. Hope you like this interview, and it's just been great just to find out just a bit of an insight. I'll be sending you some questions.
And I'll definitely need to jump onto your train. I need to see all the views that you get to see. So yeah, it was definitely good hearing about it. I want to see it now, and I definitely will have more questions for you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe.